Weeks ago, Halle Bailey dropped a petition with the courts for a restraining order in an attempt to ruin and destroy DDG's career. DDG finally responded back to that restraining order, and not only did he prove that he's not the aggressor, but that Halle Bailey is actually a monster. I can't be the only one who noticed this trend. The women who are in scandals for being accused of lying on their spouses all have connection to the same group. Who that group is, figure it out yourself, because apparently they the boogeyman, bro, that you can't speak about on YouTube or else your channel get deleted. Her and whoever is managing her plans almost worked. The world almost believed DDG was a monster until the real receipts dropped. Now, let's just rewind a little bit and let me remind you guys of exactly what Halle accused DDG of. Right now, she would claim that DDG would chip her tooth and bruise her arms, and she would actually show the pictures of, I guess, the bruises and the chipped tooth. Here are the bruises. Again, this is pretty consistent with him grabbing her and trying to pull her from out the vehicle that he apparently didn't want her in because he was trying to leave and he felt like she was stalling. She also showed the chipped tooth, which you can see, yeah, there's parts of it, but these don't come across as bruises where, yo, he was like just wailing on you. Like, this come across as bruises that was occurred in a tussle. Right, like a tussle, like it was a violent tussle, but this don't come across as if, yo, he was Chris Browning you, because that's a different level of violence. But nonetheless, though, men shouldn't be putting their hands on women. Call the police. She's also in the restraining order painting DDG as an absolute weirdo. On top of the physical incident, she's painting DDG like he's like Jeffrey Dahmer's, bro. Like, he's doing some weird stuff, bro. Like, he's like creeping through like the cat hole, trying to get into the home, taking pictures of an empty bed. Like, he's doing some weird stuff according to her. Now, again, this is her view of the situation. This is her account of what happened. DDG hasn't spoken yet, but she's painting this man like a weirdo in this restraining order. She would say in March, before DDG filmed the video that we've shown earlier in this video of him claiming that Halle is keeping his son away from him. So she would claim that DDG actually creeped her out when he showed up at her home, entered without permission, went to her bedroom and texted a pic of Halle's empty bed to her along with a text, "Now I know what you've been on." So apparently the bed was ruffled up a little bit, so DDG thought she was getting her cheeks clapped up. Halle said she interpreted text as DDG accusing her of sleeping with other people. Now, I'm not sure what her response was. She don't say. All right, she don't deny it, so I don't know. 4 days later, she claimed he really exploded when he came back to her house. Halle told him she and the baby were sick and she didn't want Halo to leave the home. And she claims that's when he got verbally blank, smashed her Ring camera, and ran away with Halle's phone. Now, here's the interesting part, bro. And here's the part where DDG is kind of cooked if this is true. As he drove off, she claims that DDG threw the phone out his window and yelled to her, "Go get it, B." The incident prompted Halle to go file a police report, and she says she also has a Ring footage to back up her side of the story. If she got that Ring footage, dog, if she got that Ring footage like she says she does, it might be raps, bro. I'll be real, homie. This is also a custody battle, too. The reason why she was incentivized to show DDG as the worst person possible was because she wanted a judge to grant that restraining order and to grant her sole custody. The judge granted an emergency restraining order until DDG could respond and granted her an emergency sole custody. DDG response is she not only did things to him, but she's unfit to be in sole custody of their child, and he believes that he deserves primary custody of the kid because she's unstable, and I believe he proved his entire point. The first thing DDG really highlighted is that this restraining order that Halle Bailey seeked against him is entirely manipulation. It's manipulation to ruin his career and to get sole custody of the kid. Because he shows not only do Halle not need to be protected from him, but he's the one that needs to be protected from Halle. DDG would accuse Halle of unauthorized surveillance and stalking via Apple AirTags. Now, Halle Bailey allegedly placed multiple AirTags in DDG's vehicles and belongings to track his movements without his consent, constituting unauthorized surveillance and stalking specifically. In June of 2023, an AirTag was found beneath the backseat of DDG's Maybach, discovered after Halle Bailey showed up uninvited at a movie theater where DDG was with a female friend. DDG and Halle is broken up at this point. DDG can move on with his life, so he did. He took a girl that he was dating out on a date. Halle Bailey found out and caused
Halle Bailey doing pop-ups? She doing pop-ups? Take a second to hit that like button, subscribe button. It's your boy, What's Up G, back with another banger. Let's get into this.
Chaos. DDG mom was there that night, and she actually gave a statement to the court, and this is the first-hand statement from someone who was present. So Halle Bailey has shown up uninvited to a movie theater in Beverly Hills where he was attending a film with a female friend. Petitioner called me directly that night, angry, stating that she knew Daryl was at the movies and made threats to F him up. George and I drove to the theater out of concern for Daryl's safety. When we arrived, they saw Halle outside the theater visibly upset and attempting to confront and physically fight the woman he was with. Now, the mom says, I personally intervened to help de escalate the situation. The next day, George, Daryl, and the mom thoroughly searched the Maybach and found an Apple tag, AirTag, hidden underneath the back seat. The discovery clarified for everyone how Halle was able to track DDG's location to the movie theater. The severity
Crazy.
and sickness of which has happened don't really register to a lot of people because it's a woman doing it to a man. If it was a man stalking his
Yeah,
ex,
she's
putting
sick.
air tags in her vehicles, tracking her down, stopping her from dating, trying to confront any man she's talking to, that person would be called a sicko. They'll be disavowed.
Yeah, she is a sicko. If they were broken up and you're putting air tags in his vehicle, then approaching his new girlfriend to threaten bodily harm on him and his girlfriend, you're a sicko. You're definitely a sicko.
They would be ostracized by everybody, and their career in Hollywood would essentially be over. This, to me, was the most concerning part of the quote-unquote stalking. They found an AirTag, a pet AirTag that was used to track pets. They found it in the baby's diaper bag, in Halo's diaper bag, hiding underneath the cardboard lining. This is the tracker in the first picture. It's like a Hello Kitty tracker. And when you look it up on Amazon, it literally tells you this is a tracker for pets. And I wonder who she learned that from. I wonder who gave her the game of tracking. We're not going to reference you know who. We're not going to reference the boogeyman of YouTube that we can't really speak on. But I wonder where she got the idea to track.
Yeah, let's not forget Halle Bailey is tied in with Rock Nation. And it's looking like she just made some accusations in a very weird way, the same way Megan Thee Stallion did. In a very weird way, the same way they did against Chris Brown. And we all know the story of Chris Brown. Not saying what he did was right, but it wasn't the true story. Rihanna was putting her hands on him first. That story never got dragged through the internet. Let's keep going.
It's not like there's a lawsuit with people associated with her who's currently being sued for doing the exact same thing to their loved ones. I don't know, bruh. You see this smile? It looks innocent, right? But nah, bruh. This chick is one of the most destructive, evil, maniacal people I think I ever witnessed on the internet, because it didn't just stop at tracking. She tried to put our boy DDG on a shirt. She really tried to send this man to Tupac. So she's telling him, answer the phone, answer the phone. I'm not playing. I'm going to try this one more time. Answer the phone, making threats. He responds back with, I just want to be left alone, please. She responds back with, I'm calling for help. I have a knife. So she begins to threaten him with the knife. And you know what happens, bruh? DDG asks, you have a knife for what? Why do you have a knife? He soon found out why she had the knife. He would allege that Halle attacked him with the knife, and he actually suffered a pretty deep cut on his hand. The only thing going through my head as I'm reading this is the nerve. The nerve. That woman really went to them folks' courthouse and wasted their time, bruh. She really went to the LA courthouse.
I didn't know this. So she attacked DDG with a knife? Oh, and if it's on his hand, that means he tried to block something. You tried to get DDG up out of here. Oh, yeah, you done out here, Halle. You done out here, Halle. You done. You tried to Megan Thee Stallion, my boy. Rock Nation, they playing dirty games, man. Keep going.
Filed an emergency restraining order with these quote-unquote receipts that DDG was this horrible person who was stalking her and putting hands on her, only to find out that you are the culprit. It's as if she was confident that he wouldn't respond, that he was just going to sit back and allow her to ruin his career. She must have known these receipts existed. Or did she not think that he was taking pictures or documenting everything she was doing? This is absurd. Now, she's just not a danger to DDG, but she's also a danger to their baby. May 12th of 2024, an incident took place that I believe after this incident, Halle should never have primary custody. Like DDG needs custody of their kid before something go horribly wrong. So on the 12th, she's texting DDG because apparently she wants to spend time with him. She says, I just thought we'd do what I wanted to do today since it's Mother's Day. But if you really want to go, you can. I'll just go home and pack. Hello, question mark. Now it's Mother's Day, but they're not together. They're not in a relationship. She wants to spend time with him. He's not obligated to spend time with her. It's Mother's Day. So he says, if you don't come back here, I'm going to call the police. I don't want you to do something stupid. That's because he realized that she took his gun when she was leaving. DDG writes, I'm going to give it 5 minutes. You have a son. I know you took my gun. That gun has no safety. If the first thing you do when you're an emotional wreck or you don't get your way or you become sad is you go for a gun to do something stupid to yourself, that son, Halo, should be in DDG's custody, bro. DDG should have full custody of his son because one parent is obviously an emotional wreck One parent obviously have no self-control.
Yeah, like you're stabbing people, taking guns, and saying that you're gonna hurt somebody. You're a danger to the public, yourself, DDG, and the child.
So the father deserves to take over. This is insane. It sucks. And DDG is begging her, please don't do something stupid, please. And it's not until I think he threatened to call the police like about 5 times before she finally answers. He said, put it down. That's nothing to play with. She responds back with, you have ruined me. These chicks be having your baby and think you owe them everything. They have your kid and think that your life is now centered around them. No, your life is centered around that baby. So when she says, in all my happiness, your happiness ain't his priority. Yo, she's out here going off, bro, talking about you're the only help I used to have. And that's kind of crazy because she had a crazy support system when it came to tearing down DDG. When she filed that lawsuit, everyone came out the woodworks, including her family, to support her, to go against DDG. But when it comes to what really matters, the only person helping her was DDG. So if she tries to shame him for getting money, like, bro, this man is trying to become famous and get money, so you don't have leverage over him. From these messages, the cycle is pretty apparent. They can be a family. He can see his son as long as he does things that don't piss her off. But the minute she goes online and sees DDG moving on or hanging out with another chick, in this case, when DDG went to Mexico with another person, she apparently lost it. And all of a sudden, he can't see his kid no more. She's being vindictive. So she writes, how could you openly talk ish about me to all your family and all the women you want to sleep with? You want to ruin me, and you succeeded. Now, first off, I thought Halle was this super intelligent, super educated woman. Why does she type like this? This message thread between Halle and DDG shows that this chick is an absolute psycho, bruh. So she's going on, I called because I needed help, because you've shown time and time again that you just don't care. Whatever I decided to do is none of your concern. Just leave me in peace. So these are like dog whistles for, oh, I'll do something to myself. So then he writes, I came there to check on you. For you to act like you're gonna do something to yourself to make me feel some type of way is manipulative and selfish. I never thought you would do nothing like that. She puts, I never thought you would leave either. Guess I didn't know you at all. So she's equating him leaving her to live his life, but still want to be in his son's life. He just don't want to be with her anymore. She's equating that to apparently the logical solution for him moving on and dating other people is I'm gonna manipulate you with harm to myself so you can't sleep well at night because you're worrying about me. This chick is psycho. Right? So it continues, bro. You can see where he says, you literally told me to leave. This push and pull ish you keep doing is childish. You keep threatening to leave me alone and saying you can F with somebody else. I'm not sticking around for that.
No, you just went past something I read, Flakko. She went out and said, and nobody's acting like anything. Whatever I decide to do is my decision. Don't feel sad either. It's cool. She out here tweaking, chat.
You keep threatening. You see, again, it's more messages, okay? Again, more threats. I'm gonna call you one more time. Just how she talks, like she speaks as if she's like the authority in his life, as if he's not a grown man, bruh. And then it goes, you don't want to be with me, that's okay. I will never beg anyone. I will be successful. I don't need to be with someone who is going to demean me. You like that? I'm insecure. It makes you feel good about yourself. I'm not doing this anymore. Keep your phone on airplane mode. But when I die, don't say ish. That's her go-to. Her go-to is always making these threats. Don't come to my funeral or anything. F you. This woman is highly manipulative. Highly manipulative, bruh. Highly. And to think that she dropped that petition knowing that these receipts existed to what? To tear down DDG?
That's
Yo,
crazy.
I feel like she's gotten to a point, bro, where she's so psychotic that she's just making decisions not really knowing what she's doing, bro. Because to file that petition against DDG, asking for a restraining order, knowing you were the culprit, you were the one who's the problem, F you. I'd be happy that these are the last texts you get from me. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Yo, I can't even read anymore, okay? If you guys want the full link to...
Yeah, this is disgusting. This is disgusting, chat. Like, for her to be doing all that, but you just came at DDG as if he was chasing you and wanting you. No, he wanted to move on. He didn't want anything to do with you. And you just did all this? Nah, this is nasty. Anything associated with Rock Nation as a community of black people, we got to stop believing and stop supporting, I believe. At this point, Rock Nation is the problem. And not only that, you look at what Rock Nation did with the NFL and the Brooklyn Nets. They've done nothing but sell the black community out. The love that we used to have for some of the heads of Rock Nation, they turn around and sell us out. Allegedly. because you know they suing people who speaks up against them. Y'all drop it in the comments. I think this is disgusting. This is some of the nastiest stuff I've seen between Megan Thee Stallion, Halle Bailey. This is some of the nastiest stuff I've seen. And then you got Chris Brown coming out and saying free Tory, and he gets locked up the next day. I wouldn't be surprised if we seen a Rico coming out of this. This is whatever they're doing with the courts, whatever they're doing with the lawyers behind the scenes. Allegedly, Rock Nation is the boogeyman of everything, and they need to be stopped. Allegedly. I'm just saying, we keeping all this stuff alleged. This is nasty. Y'all drop it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Yet again, we have another scenario where Rock Nation seemingly twisting the narrative for one of their clients. We're going to keep this alleged, but y'all know how I feel. It's your boy, What's Up, G. If ain't nobody said they love y'all, I love y'all. I'm out with y'all. This is crazy.